2018 was a huge year for a local charity called Project Gambia. Indeed, it's also very special for us here in Holy Family Moss End because it was founded by a parishioner of Holy Family Moss End, Frank Devine. So today, to find out more about this amazing charity, we're joined by Frank and Aiden Curivan from Uddingston as well. So thanks for coming along to the studio.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, it's good to actually chat and learn a bit more about it because obviously we're seeing a lot of posts on Facebook. Your social media strategy is doing really well. You're seeing a lot of people, a lot of parishes. But I'd like to maybe find out a bit more about how it all began. So can you maybe give me like a rough...
How did it all begin? I mean, it kind of... A bit I talk at the start. I mean, actually, I'm one of the founder members. The other founder member is Paul Lafferty, my friend, Rebecca's dad. Paul and I, we'd been doing a wee bit of work with Mary's Meals. We were conscious. Paul had been going to the Gambia, I think, for 1986. Then he'd been going with his family. When they get a bit, 6, 7, 8, he'd been going with his family. And we were conscious that almost the only country that Mary's Meals weren't kind of based in, developing country, was the Gambia. So we resolved we were going to go to the Gambia and see if we could do something there. And purely, we'd actually went to a couple of schools. Well, Paul and I went out, and we went out there. I think we had enough money to buy 12 or 30, I can't remember exactly what it was, 12 or 13 bags of rice. We were conscious that was going to solve world poverty, and we were never intending to do that anyway. But we knew our limitations even then. We were going to try and find one school we could help. There was a couple of schools we went to, and we just didn't, or Paul, who was a wee bit more off with Gambian culture, and the way things are, because you need to work with the culture, work against it, you don't get anywhere. So Paul, we went to a couple of schools and Paul said, no, there's something not right. One of the schools we were going to help didn't actually have a kitchen. So we thought, well, this is not the right, it's not going to happen. You need a kitchen in order to have a fully functioning school feeding programme.
So you saw the need obviously in Gambia?
Seen the need, obviously we've seen the need. I mean, I'll recap a wee bit because we've seen the need, we knew there was a need there. There's a need in any developing country, they need support that gets to where it's needed, because that's an issue as well, but we can maybe develop that maybe later on in the conversation or in the discourse. So we went to a couple of schools, we found they weren't right, and I don't know how this happened, and I can't remember now the way it kind of worked out and how it workings it. We found St John's School for the Deaf. There was obviously an instant identification because it was a Catholic school, and there was also the fact that right away, school for the deaf. We went into the school, we introduced ourselves, we had a wee look round about the school, and we were taken into the cupboard always. No, but Paul asked if there was a school feeding programme in the school. We were told there wasn't really a school feeding programme, but if there's food there, the kids were going to get fed.
How many children are in the school?
There was 200 children at the school when we first made contact with them. There's now 350 plus, I think. Is that right?
Plus now, yeah.
Aye.
I think the first time when we visited the school, there was only a bag of rice and a bag of onions.
Well, it was only that's basically.
At the time, 200 kids for the
so
rest of the year.
we were taken into the storeroom because we were obviously checking things like this out to make sure we're dealing with people we could trust, and trust is a big element when you're working. Trust is a big element when you're working with Andy. So we took into the storeroom, and there was literally an empty storeroom and one bag of onions in a tube of tomato paste to feed 200 rains. So we went right away, we need to do something here, So we went away, went to a warehouse, negotiated a price, and I think we get 14 bags, big bags of rice, and I think we get some tomato paste, and I think we get a bag of onions as well. That was the first intervention and we had in the school in terms of the food, and we promised. They were delighted. I mean, they were absolutely delighted, because I think a lot of schools in Africa, not a lot of schools, but I think sometimes there's instances occur. People appear for the West, if you like to use the name, colloquial name West. People appear for the West, maybe promise things, maybe stay for 6 months, or do things for a year, disappear, and they don't get back. Well, we were obviously weren't going to that was our way of working. So we promised them we'd be back a year later with more food. So we came back to Scotland, and we were running soul nights, soul music nights. Both Paul and I are kind of big into soul music. We were running soul nights in Blantyre Miners Welfare and a couple other places as well. And any money we got for the soul nights, we would put it into the kitty for the next visit to the Gambia. At the same time, we slowly but surely began to pick, that man, somebody here and somebody there, particularly a man in the first time MD ever kind of really made a significant donation was a man called Nicholas Stewart, big Celtic supporter who owns McCool's in the High Street, a very big music pub as well. Nicholas, we did an event on in Hamilton Accies. Nicholas drove out the blue and gave us 50 quid. And that was the first time.
What year was
that must be
2010 or
2010?
Must be some, maybe not as far back as that. No. Maybe I'm jumping a wee bit here. No, it would be. It would be back about 2011.
You started you joined right at the start of
a few years after the start, wasn't it? The charity got registered around about 2014 after that, and then things kind of picked up from there, and then of course this year it really did pick up. I think there's the kind of stigma surrounding the kind of deaf children in Africa, isn't there? The kind of fact that seen more as a liability than a disability.
There might not be the same understanding of additional support needs in developing countries. I know I'm generalising, but you tend to find that. I work with additional support needs kids. I've worked in Uddingston Grammar, I worked with visually impaired pupils, and in Calder said I was working with hearing impaired. I mean, so even here, kids get their stigma attached to having additional support needs. How different is it in a developing country where there's no the same education, there's no the same understanding? So that would affect
in the school, St John's School for the Deaf, how do they get there? Are they orphans? Do they have families? Or
no, it's most of them, I would say, have families. And this is stuff that's we're still to kind of maybe really investigate. But I get the impression, observational, looking at things, that the vast majority of the kids come from really poor families. And you can. When we first arrived at the school, when the kids were rags. One or two, but we were kind of, and the parents try their best to turn the kids out well for school. But you've not got money to provide. Some of the kids are going to school hungry. Some of the kids in this country are going to school hungry. But I think it would be far more of a problem. But can I recap? The second time we arrived, a year later, went back. We provided enough money with us, and we raised enough money in Scotland. I think that's when Nicholas Stewart came out and said us. We had enough money to fund the school feeding programme for 6 months. The following year, we come back and it becomes a wee bit of an obsession. It's an addiction. You can make a difference. And you say, if we walk away, it's easy to say, waste of time doing all that, you can't help people in Africa and all that. But if you walk away, you're letting yourself down as well, because you're here to love and serve. So you're going to let people down. And apart from that, you make the human connection with the kids and with some of the teachers. And so for that year, we've funded a school feeding programme every year since, right up to 2018.
How many? You have quite a number of volunteers, don't you? What's the numbers?
I think probably not as many as we would like. That's one thing that we do really struggle with. It's always left to the same people to do things week after week. But everybody is passionate about what they do, and we all love doing it, kind of thing, so it isn't a problem, but it would be brilliant to get more volunteers eventually. That would be fantastic.
I assume you've some Caritas students been helping out and things like that as well.
We've had a lot of support from the S6 Caritas students across the different high schools every weekend, day out, helping us as well, and that's been fantastic. I don't think we could have done the same number of appeals that we have done if it wasn't for the help we've had from the Caritas people.
It's been excellent. We could never have raised or fulfilled, we're saying we're going to different churches and inviting every week. Thank God, it's been fantastic. It's totally just transformed the charity, transformed our potential to deliver more aid, and we're doing things we just never have thought in a million years we'd be doing.
That's amazing.
The responses we've been having has been absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I've seen some of the figures are quite incredible.
It's the people within benefits and drum chapel this weekend, and
over £1,000.
What is it you think that is making people you think want to donate so much? Is it a certain element to the story, or is it?
I think there's different dimensions to the charity. I think the story, if you like, the narrative that we're providing for different parishioners in different churches changes with them. I think it changes at a lot of different levels. I think it also changes because they don't see us as professional charity workers. Makes a big difference, you know. And I think
not as corporate as you see in some places,
you know. And I think that and charities get a real bad press, and it's totally overblown anyway. But I think there's a number of things. The fact that but there's an example. Maybe Bishop Briggs last week were at in Drumchapel. I mean, they didn't even take petrol money. You know, it's like, which is a great selling point. If you're saying to people, if you give us £1, your pound's going. Obviously, there's some. We're going to have to bring Alu from Africa and that. But what we're trying to say is, it's not 80% or 60% that, and we pride ourselves on, and it's a kind of real selling point, I think. That then you support this charity, the money is going to go. It's going to where we say it's going. And moreover, we take videos and we take photographs and we write up constantly. But make sure that we're kind of PR's right. Give feedback. Make sure that people see where their money's going to.
It does. That's a good point. Cause that's maybe one of the reasons why you've been so big this year. Is because you're seeing so close at hand what you're doing. You know, through phone footage or photographs and things. Well, these people are actually right in the mix, as opposed to giving money to a charity. Good charities, but then you're saying, where does that money go? You know?
Absolutely. That is an issue, obviously, because people, you know, and there's a lot of cynical people as well who always think you're building a mansion in Mauritius and things like that. But most people, genuine people, see the passion, the commitment, and the determination that you're putting into the charity for volunteers. I mean, it's great when we've got volunteers. Gambians, Muslim, Abrima, fantastic, comes out with his son and daughter and helps us. And
every week at different
that's great, you know.
And Alassane, who works over at the school,
Alassane, fantastic work he does in Gambia. I mean, well, the project wouldn't exist if Alassane was on the other side, because finding somebody you can trust, who's dependable, you know, it's like, really is. And we trust him. We honestly, collectively, trust Alassane with our lives. You know, he's been with us right from the start, and he's working for us every week.
How many times have you been to Gambia yourself?
I've maybe been about 10 times now, aye.
And yourself, Ed?
I've been once, but we're again in March, so at the end of March we're going out during Lent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's when we're taking out a plaque for all of the parishes that have supported us in that lobby displayed at the front of the school. Excellent. So that'll be a good thing as well, to feed back all of that to the different...
Absolutely, I mean, the big thing, that's another thing as well. I mean, we make sure, at any chapel, church that gets us in, we try and make sure, we make sure that there's feedback and they know the type of what we're doing at the school, and knowing the big thing is letting them know where their donation's going to, you know. And it's humbling, because you're still, although the vast majority Catholics are only one generation removed from the working class in Scotland, but you tend to find a lot of the parishes we get in, overwhelmingly working class people, older people, elderly people who you know, really
that's the thing.
so generous and so
generous, isn't it?
The so-called social conservatives that don't know that they don't understand anything, and then when you come up, you meet these people, and you know, and under that, in the context of asking them to support a charity, and it's just outstanding.
It's fantastic, really. It's amazing.
I think we'll take a break just now and join us back in a few minutes' time to find out a bit more about some good news that's recently occurred with Project Gambia, and also their plans for the future.
They will rebuild the ancient ruins. They will raise what has long lain waste. They will restore the ruined cities, all that has lain waste for ages past. The Celtic Prayer Garden, one of the hidden treasures of the church in Ireland, celebrating the golden age of Celtic Christianity. Ireland's only Celtic prayer garden. An oasis of beauty and tranquility, where God speaks through His creation, soothes the soul and revives the spirit. Founded by Father Neil Carlin and situated in County Donegal on the outskirts of Derry. This sanctuary will surprise you each time. Open all year. The Celtic Prayer Garden. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Church Chat with Project Gambia. We have some very big news actually, which was recently just broken the other day, in fact, by sheer chance, about a child from the school. Can maybe Aiden tell us what the news is?
Yeah, so the child is called, his nickname over there is Wee Alu, that's his Gambian name, but his real name's Mohammed Cham. We first noticed this wee boy at the school and we really did take a particular interest in him because it was absolutely roasting. We were sweating buckets and this wee boy was over in the corner and he had his hood up. And we were kind of talking to ourselves and saying, well, why is he over in the corner with his hood up? And we spoke to one of the teachers and she said it was because he had no ears and he was scared that other people would see. So from then we kind of formed an attachment to him quickly, and through a partnership that were formed here in Lanarkshire and in NHS Lanarkshire with a Mr. Dyer, an ENT surgeon, we've been able to do various tests, and he said to us that if we would be able to get him to Scotland, him and his medical team would be able to do an operation on him in order to restore his hearing. The operation would take place after all the doctors and nurses shifts, so it wouldn't affect the patient care and anybody in the waiting list or anything like that, and it would all be done entirely voluntary. So the visa we applied for in June last year and it got rejected. So we applied again just before Christmas, and then just yesterday we found out that it had been accepted. So on Saturday, Paul will be flying out to the Gambia, then the following Saturday he'll be bringing him back. The doctors and all that have assured us, they said this is the first time anything like this has ever happened in history. And we were trying to look for travel insurance and stuff like that recently, and everywhere we were phoning was saying this is uncharted territory, this kind of thing's never happened before, so we're very, very excited about that. And it's from the responses we've had so far, it's blown up really, and everybody seems very interested in it. So that's great.
Yeah, so that'd be a kind of positive outcome, direct action. You're helping people in that way.
Absolutely, aye.
And what's the hopes for Ali when he's come back?
He'll be able to hear that.
Be able to hear, that's the kind of main thing. I mean, that's I don't want to kind of Mr. Ayer is pledged. He's desperate. In fact, we don't know, but never the charity owes a lot to Mr. Ayer because he took an interest in us 3 or 4 years ago, and he started giving us hearing aids. Now he sat with his hearing. I think he had something for a while, and Paul was going to see him in another business matter, and he turned around and he said, "I've been dying to. I've had all these." He said, "But I know that so many hearing aids they disappear and corruption and money." But he was like, "I said, I'm delighted to give them to use." So we started supplying the school, but we weren't the only supplying the school community. It's St John's School for the deaf, but we're supplying sometimes family members and sometimes the surrounding community, because St John's School for the deaf has got a community hearing clinic within it as well, and people from the surrounding countryside sometimes get helped out with hearing aids, but not only for there, but 2 neighbouring countries. I think it was Senegal and Sierra Leone. People have travelled from those countries to get hearing aids. So it's just, so it ends up your life. It's just amazing. But so when the buzz you get off knowing that it's life changing stuff, and you know you're playing a wee part in it, and it kind of feeds into making sure it reinforces your efforts to keep things going.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that. You've seen a big increase in your expansion, not just in Motherwell Diocese, but out towards Glasgow and Galloway. What's your plans for the next year or so?
I think that the plan is just now we're kind of conscious that there's a lot of appeals and there's a lot of different charities, and the kind of financial demand on different parishes, it's tremendous, it's enormous. So the plan is, if we can get round quite a lot of them, and obviously it's up to the individual priests and the communities whether we're allowed into each parish, but the vast majority are very, very supportive. But the plan is, if we can kind of keep it going, so we've got enough to do this for a couple of years before going back to the initial one, so that there isn't this every single year there's a demand on them to support us. We'd love to do that. So obviously after Bishop Toll got involved, and he was very supportive, Bishop Keenan and the Archbishop have been equally supportive, and then just last week, I think it was the week before, Bishop Nolan in the Diocese of Galloway have been happy to come on board as well, and I think even the Diocese of
Motherwell as well,
and all that kind of thing, it's going to just kind of take off from there.
Do you have other ways of donating to you? Like, apart, obviously, appearing in the parishes is great for the one, but is there a kind of online donation you have as well?
Yeah,
Aiden will know more about that side, just giving.
In the bank account and all that, there's all kind of links on the Facebook page as well and the website. But the vast majority of income comes from the parish appeals. It really has changed everything for us, and we're so grateful that we've been given the opportunity to be able to do things like this. It really has. It's been amazing.
That's great, and thanks for coming in and sharing your story. It's been quite incredible.
Thanks so much for having us. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
But we hope it grows. We hope we're by this
Thanks,
video.
guys,
We'll see it. And
absolutely.
Well, this might very well help as well, because you have been brilliant. I think coming from Mossend, I'm like.
Well, you know, Mossend is a special parish. You'll know that yourself.
Absolutely.
Centre of the universe.
Well, my dad was here, but God rest him, he'd be like, it was the centre of the universe.
Anyway, thanks so much for coming, and
brilliant, guys.
We'll put the post up online. For all the viewers watching, then we'll stick everything else online. Links, details, and tie into the Project Gambia Facebook page. So thank you very much. Keep on supporting them, and may they continue to grow.